Good morning, everyone. Thanks for having me again. I look forward to visiting you in October, November, December. We have all a lineup all planned for you, several speakers, so I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to actually bring in our new clinician that we just hired too from Advocates, so give you an update on what's going on with that. She's been extremely busy. It saddens me to say, you know, a lot of mental health related calls for service that we're dealing with right now, and she's doing a fantastic job. Wanted to remind everyone that October 18th is Fall Town Meeting. Your police department has a couple of warrant articles that are very important, and I'll explain briefly why. And if you watched the selectmen's meeting from this week, Tuesday night, myself and Deputy Chief Minardi gave a presentation, very descriptive presentation on the two warrant articles and on POST, the Peace Officers Standards and Trainings Commission that's starting. There's a lot of police reform going on. Basically, it created the need for an administrative lieutenant, and that is one of the warrant articles, along with the body cameras that just came in. That you know, we're finalizing our policies and negotiating impact bargaining with the unions. So with that is a vehicle as well. So if you watch the selectmen's meeting, we did a PowerPoint presentation, very detailed, explaining everything. If you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer. But basically, it's going to be on the 18th of October. And then we'll be kicking off budget season, so I'll probably be doing a presentation on that, just so you can see where your police department is and where your police department is going in FY23. But definitely very, very exciting times. Things are going very well. And hopefully you enjoyed last month when we brought in Lucas and his handler, Caleb. But sadly, I will report we had an incident. Basically, it was a stolen vehicle, narcotics involved. It was a pursuit that started in the town of Milford. And it came into Westboro eventually with the state police. The vehicle ran out of gas, and 3 people fled on foot. Officer Pelcino and Lucas tracked and caught all 3. And he did have to apprehend one of the suspects. So we were really happy to report that our K-9 had not had to be deployed in that type of fashion, but it was very minor. There was no major injuries to anybody, but Lucas did a great job and did his job, what he's trained to do. So it's really nice to have these tools for officer safety, and we were able to locate, you know, three dangerous people. So I'm really proud to report that that team is doing a fantastic job. Yes, Andy.
Chief, from last time meeting, I mean, I thought it was very important. I never knew that they didn't bite.
Well,
I always thought that they bought until they explained it.
They
grab them.
Yeah, so that's kind of what happened. And you know, like I say to people all the time, you know, comply with us, and because the last thing we want to do is use force. So I just want to kind of share that update. And like I said, everyone's doing very well at your police department. Things are going great, but we have been very busy, and we do appreciate, really from the bottom of my heart, your support. And today we have with us, and I'd like to recognize too, Sergeant Shipwreck, who's here today, visiting with us, and we have Officer John Sweeney. And I introduced him to you a couple of breakfasts with the chiefs ago. He's one of our newer officers, but he's not new to law enforcement. He spent 9 years with the Northeastern Police Department in the city of Boston, and he comes to us from the Massachusetts State Police. You know, his roots are local law enforcement. He wanted to get back to that, and he has a lot of training in the area that he's going to talk about today. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Officer Sweeney.
Good morning. I'm excited for the French toast. All right, I just have a few things I want to bring up. In my short time, I started in July 9th in the town of Westboro. I'm very excited, very happy to be here. One of the things Joe Savati wanted me to talk about is home security and safety at home. So one of the most simple things you can do at home is to lock your doors. You know, a lot of people leave their doors unlocked and they feel very safe in the town of Westboro, which they should, but if you leave your doors unlocked, then you can open up yourself to be victimized. Also, make sure you lock your car doors. There's been a few reports that I've taken in my short time here where cars have been unlocked, and we get reports that purse was stolen, a wallet was stolen, or, you know, expensive items, a laptop or whatnot. So just lock your doors in your house, your vehicle, and, you know, make yourself less of a chance to be a victim. So the other thing I wanted to talk about too is scam reports. How many people have received like a scam phone call, whether it be an email, a phone call? Probably, you know, get a phone call right now from a scammer right now. But the biggest thing I can tell you is to not pick up the phone. It sounds very simple, but don't pick up the phone. If somebody really wanted to get in contact with you, they're going to leave a voicemail. And then they're going to leave their number. You're going to know who they are, or more than likely should know who they are. Give them a call back and find out what they wanted and take it from there. The biggest thing is they catch you off guard. So they do their research on you. They find out where you live, where you work, or what credit card, debit card you have. And they may say, like, your Amazon gift card or Amazon account has been compromised. You need to send X amount of dollars in order to make sure that your card is in charge X amount of dollars. So right there and then it kind of catches you off guard. It makes sense because you have an Amazon account. And then you send X amount of dollars, you either wire it or they tell you to go down to the CVS, as a report I took recently, and put it on a gift card. So the reason they tell you to put it on a gift card is because you can't track it. It's difficult to track it. So then they tell you to send the gift card to them, and then they basically have the funds from the gift card. And that's where the scam really begins. So there's a few other things I wanted to touch upon. So Medicare and the IRS, they're never going to call you. So anything from the government, it should be through the mail. You should get something in the mail and open it up, and it's going to be an official letterhead, and you can take it from there. So they're never going to call you. And usually you'll get a phone call and it sounds like a foreign tongue or somebody not from the United States. So right there and then, you know, more than likely it is some sort of scam. Also, the other scam that I've dealt with over the years is like the grandparents scam. So they'll say that your grandson is arrested by the Westboro Police Department for whatever offense, and you need to send X amount of dollars in order to bail him out, or the ransom money, basically. And they'll frighten you very much so that you'll send the money in a snap of a finger. So those are all scams that I've dealt with over the years. The other thing too, I don't know if I touched upon the emails too, so you can get them via email too. And it's a link. The second you click on the link, sometimes they actually access your computer, so they can compromise your computer. So anything that is sent to you in an email form that doesn't look legitimate, just don't open it, just delete it. Because the second you click on that, that's when you can have some issues. And I'll end by saying, you know, the line I've heard over many years, if it sounds too good to be true, more than likely it is. So, like I said, I assume numerous people here have received those phone calls, emails, and I just want to give an update on that. So hopefully we don't receive too many reports of scammers and none of you are victimized. Any questions?
Is there any way that you can block these spam calls?
So I believe there is. I believe you can go to a website. I did not do the research on that, but I'm pretty sure you can go to a website and you can put your phone number in on a do not call list.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
Doesn't work for scams.
It doesn't work. He gives you something good, you turn around and use it.
Well,
It would be nice to say
there's-
that it worked, but it doesn't work.
There's always a way around it too. Even if it did work, somebody's going to find a way to call you anyway. Or, you know, so it may work for a week or two, but then somebody else, if they want to get in contact with you, they're going to get in contact with you. But the biggest thing is just don't pick up the phone and let it go to voicemail. And when it comes to an email, you know, if it looks weird or it's not from somebody reputable or that you know, just don't open it up and definitely don't click on the link. So.
I was just talking to you about, I was scammed, and I want to say, first of all, that I feel very ignorant of the fact that I became a victim. I got a link on my phone, a text message on my phone, and it said my Amazon account had been compromised and that somebody had put a $5,000 television on my account. Well, immediately I was like, oh, I gotta fix this, I gotta fix this. Now, my husband was sleeping, Mackenzie was not home, so I was basically really frightened. So I pushed on the link and had to do some things. And this person that I talked to they know exactly what they're doing. I was so frightened and just figured I have to fix this on my own. So I didn't say anything to my daughter or to my husband. And this guy he said I had 4 different charges. And one was international. So it was going to cost more money to get this one fixed. And I had 3 in the United States. And as I say, I feel very stupid that I fell for this, but I know I'm not the only one. And he had me going around to CVS, Stop and Shop, Walmart, buying these, what's the?
Gift card.
Yeah, it was gift card, but it was a certain one. I forget now. And unfortunately, when I came back home, he wanted me to get, if I had any money in the house, to go back and get more gift cards. And when I came in, my husband was there and he could tell on my face that something was very wrong. And then my daughter came in and they said, what's going on? So I finally told them and they said, oh, give me that phone. So Mackenzie got on the phone, of course the guy hung up.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I called the Westboro Police and Chris H.U. came down. And we talked about it, I made a report, but I lost $3,900. And, you know, I'm only telling you this, you know, as I say, I feel very stupid that I let this guy, but they know exactly what to say to you. They know how to frighten you.
That's why they call the seniors.
Yes, exactly. And so I learned a very, very hard lesson. Now I won't even answer the phone. Emails that I don't know, I delete. I'm just so afraid to do any of this because, you know, it was hard-earned money that I lost, and I was just very ignorant of the fact of what was going on. So please, if you ever get calls or emails, just delete them because I tell you, I was something, I went for it.
Yep.
I was a victim, and I never will be again.
Thank you so much for that story. I'm sorry it happened to you, but thank you.
Thank you.
Something along the same line. I got a call like that. I fortunately do not have an Amazon account, but I got that same call. And the minute I heard that, I hung up. Because they're just doing it randomly. You may or you may not be a customer of whatever company they say they represent. So that's a really good suggestion. Just use your answering machine.
Yep.
And if it's your friend or your neighbor or anybody who needs to get you, they'll leave the message.
Exactly.
I think we're, in our age group, are a little intimidated. The phone rings, you think you have to answer it. Well, you don't, not anymore.
No.
Thank you.
I never answer the phone, never. I do a phone call, rings,
People I knew right away that that was a scam because I had a story that, so I just,
Yeah, basically, if it sounds so good to be true, you know, you're not going to win $1 million just, you know, just like that. And more than likely, it is too good to be true.
but I never entered contract. Maybe the contract.
They entered you for it. They did it for you.
I just hung up.
Good job.
One of the scams that's a little less obvious, and I get them every day, are your $100 gift certificate is ready at CVS, where I go, Home Depot, where I go, Ace Hardware, where I go, BJ's, where I go. And so you see a friendly name because you go there, and a $100 gift certificate is always available. Just click here. It's a little less threatening, and it's a little more, it's easy to click and say, oh, really? I got $100 coming? How do I get it? I figured maybe it's a gift certificate they're gonna give me for being so nice to CVS, you know? But that's a subtle one that I get every day from someplace.
Is it, I get text messages. Do you get text messages too?
Sometimes.
Yeah, and it has a link on it.
But more often, email.
I get those ones a lot. I don't answer them.
It's upsetting to get a text message because now you know they got your cell phone, not just your landline.
Exactly.
If it was true, I wouldn't believe it.
Any other questions?
If anybody has Netflix,
Yeah, what?
go online. There's an hour and a half documentary called Social Dilemma. And you're not going to believe what you're going to see. The people that speak are the head, like the guy that developed Facebook, all those type of people. They know every single thing that's going on. And they basically said that not too distant future, they'll be able to control who we vote for. What are you going to see? They show a picture of the computer they have. It looks like it's 2 miles long. Anybody have Alexa?
No.
I
You
do.
have Alexa? Do you know that if it's plugged in, they hear everything you say?
My son plays music from the Alexa, so all the kids' songs.
Or unplug it when you're not using it.
I just had, got one of these, an email about a week ago, and it was from a guy I know. And I said, I haven't talked to this guy for 7 years. And so he was looking to have me help him get some money through a gift card to send to his niece. And, you know, I thought I'd be some more sophisticated and not pick up on it, but I said, oh, yeah, gee, haven't heard from Joe. So I sent him a note back and I said, could you call me? I'm not quite sure what we're trying to do here. And then I get another email back from the person, and it said something about the word kindly. And I said, no friend is going to say, would you kindly? So I mentioned to my wife, she said, I'll paraphrase it, you dummy. No. Anyway, my wife said, yeah, that's a scam. So, so that's one more that you'll get an email from someone you know, but clearly it wasn't the person's real email address. Anyway, so I did one cycle, which I should never have done.
I had the same incident. Actually, one of my cousins who I haven't spoken to in a while, I get this email, and I should have realized when I got the email that he never calls himself William, he calls himself Billy. But yeah, I saw this and I thought, wow, I haven't talked to him in a while and stuff like that. And then I started reading this thing and I said, this doesn't look right. I mean, and I called him up. He said, yeah, I was hacked, he goes, because I'm getting a lot of phone calls from people saying they got emails from me. He said, you know, it's not me and all that stuff. But somehow they got into his computer, into his email address book. They started shooting these things out to everyone with the hopes of trying to, I guess, make it a scam or whatever. So I agree. I mean, I guess
He's got emails and he was saying how big this.
So I think one last thing I want to talk about is charities too. So there's a lot of charities out there. GoFundMe pages, which are legitimate, but there's some fake ones out there. So a lot of charities too, they try and catch you with, a tragedy may happen nearby or in Massachusetts or whatnot, and then a link is sent to your account or even over the phone. Police chiefs association, fire departments. Just be aware of those as well. And you can always double check. You can always call. You can always make sure that it's a legitimate charity. I mean, obviously, people want to donate to charities, and it's a good thing to do. You just want to make sure it's going to the actual charity.
I get a phone call daily from both the police department and the fire department. Daily, both of them. Charities, needless to say, I don't even know. But it happens literally daily. And every time they call, because I'm going to feel like They changed the number. Their telephone number is different, so it's not the same one that you end up getting. And I know that is not coming from Westboro Police or Fire, but literally daily I get a call once a day from either one, from both of them.
Yeah, I can guarantee after this breakfast, we'll receive a phone call, a text message, and email. I'll probably get a couple. And my Alexa is already compromised, so. My fault. All right, any other questions?
There's a legitimate one that calls you and wants a donation to the police department. And it's legitimate, but you give $100, say, they get $70, and $30 goes to the police department. Just tell them you take your donation right to the station.
Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good point.
Put the boot on.
Yeah, the fire boot. We'll put the police hat out. Or fill up a police car.
Then we'll know where it's going.
All right, how's that French toast?
It's good.
right.
Thank you very much.
All right.